Hello and welcome to UK versus deck profile. Today we're going to be looking at Younger Toguro in Season 2. So Younger Toguro has been errated, but the enhancement damage now requires a commit. This is a huge change and it means that Younger Toguro cannot be as hyper aggressive anymore. He did get a lot of new tricks in the girl power, especially one of which people may have overlooked. Younger Toguro is a 32 health 6-hander with 2 abilities, a response that after an attack resolves, you may build it face down and your rival has to build the top card of their deck. Then you have Enhance, commit 1 foundation. This attack gets damage equal to the number of your foundations, but half. So if you have 11, you get 5 because it gets rounded down. This is a very chunky character, but can do a lot of damage, especially as you go into the later game. The attack lineup hasn't changed much since Season 1, but the numbers of which have changed. So we lost Mob Strike, and I did get rid of 45% power. Yes, there's a lot less high hate running around because Black Abyss and stuff like that, but I wanted to have more interaction with my opponent's board, and with the current line of characters that are being played, not too many people are running throw hate, so I wanted to see how Younger Toguro handles throw. So we'll go in the reverse order because I want to do this attack last. So of course we have Vile Season, great deadlock threat. A great way to either commit down a minimum of 2 foundations or draw a card, and is a great breaker for block on the highs. Then we have Battle or Release, great draw power, great damage pump, especially Younger Toguro added on top. You can easily get this into double digits and have your opponent going, I need to stop this. Trace Eyes is a great echo card, it's a great little chip card, and it has echo abilities using your foundations, which means it can help you play around deadlock as well as being a low attack, which not a lot of people were expecting to begin with, but more and more people are kind of expecting now. Tail Splitter is my answer to the Mob Strike ban. It's not as good because you're not going up a card, but you are stuffing your opponent's card pool, so essentially reads for each player discards a card, draw a card, and all your attacks get +1 speed. Because you take a card from your opponent's hand and put it in their card pool. That is very, very cool. You do have to play around things like struggling with studies and other cards that let them pick up or remove cards from their card pool. But Tail Splitter is a very powerful card and great deadlock threat. I'm looking at Tri-Gravity Beam. Tri-Gravity Beam is a 4 diff, 4 mid for 5. Has 2 abilities, one of which is if you've removed a card, it gets +2 damage, so you can get up to 7 with certain interactions. And if there are 2 other attacks in your card pool, you can then destroy a foundation and just look at your opponent's hand and remove one of their cards. That means that you can make your attacks hit better, as well as dealing with your opponent's sculpting. Then we move on to the throws. Jawjammer is just an outright beast, getting to double digits quite quickly and not being easily dealt with, as well as allowing you to play on deadlock. But the Lunar Tygears is the big addition to this deck. It has Deadlock. It is a 3 mid for 7 throw. So when you're playing over these little attacks and when you're not bumping them up with damage, you can build up your momentum. But the big thing is it gets -1 difficulty for every card that has left your card pool this turn. So when you build down with Younger Toguro, you make it a 5 diff. If your opponent plays things like Cape of No Return, Genkai's Guidance, that means that you can essentially keep dipping this down and making it easier to play. I think at one point during one of my most recent games, I got this down to a 3 difficulty attack. So Lunar Tygears, very, very cool, and acts as momentum hate. If they block this, you can get them to discard half their momentum rounded up, which does answer one of the biggest issues that Younger Toguro had around Amajiki. This being a high-powered throw when Amajiki isn't running much throw hate, and being momentum hate, saying you need to block this because of your health total, but if you block it, you're going to lose half of your power. Then we've got Genkai's Showdown, absolutely amazing defensive pieces. And in terms of differences since Season 1, the biggest thing is that we're now running Battle for Dominance because it gives us more defensive draw, as well as getting rid of progressive difficulty and latent skill which allows us to filter for our hands more. Lane skill may increase to a 4. Still winning Oracle, still winning Keikos, still winning a lot of draw power and filtering, as well as the usual speed hate with In Control and Defying Fate. But the idea behind it is to build out quickly, get yourself up to 10 or 9 or 10. So we're treating ourselves more like a mid-range deck now. We're poking, we're trickling down their health, trying to just get a little bit through while staying defensive, and waiting for our opponent to hit that red line, that point of, if I go all in here, all I need to do is hit with 2 attacks and they go down, sometimes even 1 attack, because we can't kill as quickly as we used to be able to do. But what we can now do is trickle away because people respect our offensive power, and drag out this game a little bit more and try and go for a cleaner competitive win than just overrunning our opponents like we did in the past. What do you think about Younger Toguro? Please do let me know. I'm very interested to see what other people think. I have been playing this. It's been a lot of fun to play. It feels a lot more fair than Younger Toguro used to, but please let me know what you think and what decks would you like to see UK versus cover next.